Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to another one of my frugal living tips videos. In this little series I give 5 tips just about living frugally. My husband Martin and I have been living this way for the last probably 11 years. We're mortgage and debt free, and we like to live a simple and frugal life so that we can spend what money we do have on things that we really want to do, which is mainly travelling. We like going off to explore different places, and we love going to the Canary Islands. So like I say, we've been doing these really simple things for the past 11 years, and I've just been sharing them in this little series. As you can see, I'm all huddled up today. I've literally got so many layers on. This one is thermal, and I've got this, and then I've got this as a really old dressing gown that is far too big for me, because I used to have this when I was very, very overweight, but it's brilliant because I can put loads of layers underneath it. So I'm nice and warm. I've got my hot pack as well, and yeah, I'm going to sit and have a chat to you. Before I start with the tips, I've got to tell you this because it's so funny. I was watching earlier or yesterday, can't remember, the new Jamie Oliver cooking programme. So Jamie, if you're not in the UK, Jamie Oliver is like a celebrity chef, and to be fair to him, he does do a lot. You know, I think he's one of the good guys, but because he's a celebrity chef, he does earn a lot of money, and you know, he's done very well for himself. And at the moment he's doing a cooking programme on the TV about meals that cost under £1. So, and he's talking about basically all the stuff that we're already doing, that we all talk about. So, you know, not using the oven too much, using the microwave, etc., etc. So I thought I'd watch this just to see if there was anything good I could share with you guys. But it actually made me laugh because, first of all, it's sponsored by Waitrose. Now, Waitrose is literally the most expensive supermarket in the UK. I can't afford to go to Waitrose, not a chance. So that, the irony of that did make me laugh. And Jamie Oliver clearly has not really ever used the microwave before, because he looked almost quite uncomfortable using it. He was making like a veggie curry, which looked really nice actually. And like I say, I'm not criticising him, it just quite amused me, the whole thing. And he was kind of saying, oh, you know, just put a bit of olive oil in here, and he's literally sloshing in like half a, you know, bottle of olive oil, which I didn't even buy any olive oil last time I went shopping because it's way too expensive. And then he did a spaghetti bolognese, which, you know, like a ragu sauce for the bolognese, which, to be fair, he used like half mince, half lentils, which is a great tip. And then he left it cooking on the hob for 2 hours. I do not leave my hob on for 2 hours, no way. I would have bunged it in the slow cooker. So anyway, bless him. I'm gonna keep watching that and see if there's any good recipes that come out from it, but so far I'm not that convinced. Tip number 1 today, and this is quite a personal thing for me, so this might not apply to you, but I have found over the last 10-11 years that I do much better if I don't watch too much news. It scares me a bit, and it scares me into buying things. It scares me into, I just get more anxious. I just feel like I can't be as frugal if I watch too much about what other people are doing. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you kind of get where I'm coming from. It seems a bit contradictory because I'm, you know, making a channel on social media, and I'm saying things that I'm doing, and then I'm saying to you, don't worry about what other people are doing. But I got into a few weeks ago watching a lot of different prepping videos, and you know, people in these were going out spending hundreds of pounds. There was one lady that had gone out and bought so much of the Asda stuff, you know, piles and piles of it. And that's great, and it's great if you can afford it, but it made me quite anxious because I can't afford to do that. And yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I hope that makes sense, but that's my first piece of advice, is to kind of do your own thing, know what's best for you, know what's best for your family, your friends, in your community. And if it all starts getting too much, switch off. Don't watch the news, don't watch me, do you know what I mean? Just kind of be in your own reality, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Although it is good to share information, sometimes it can just become a bit overwhelming, and I think that's what I'm trying to say. And also, the less you compare yourself to other people, I think, the less you want, and that's very empowering and makes you become more frugal, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. So for tip number 2, I thought I'd talk a little bit about self-care and how to take care of yourself, but in a frugal way. Because, you know, taking yourself off for a week-long retreat in Bali or going to the spa or something like that is, you know, not an option for most of us. But it is good to take care of yourself. As I just said in point number 1, sometimes things get too much, too overwhelming. And I think especially with what's going on at the moment, all the doom and gloom and the cost of living and just everything that's going on, it's really, really important to take care of yourself. And you can do that whilst still being frugal. So I've got a few little ideas. These are just things that I do, but please, if you've got any other ideas, share them in the comments below, and then we can all, you know, learn from each other, as it were. So my first tip is meditation. It's free, actually. You can just sit down, take some deep breaths, put some nice music on, perhaps light a candle if you've got one. Lovely. There's lots of free meditations on YouTube. There's lots of free apps that you can get. You know, you don't have to go off to a big fancy expensive, you know, yoga class or anything like that, or meditation, sorry. Just sit and calm yourself down. It's really, really good for your mental health and your physical health, actually, and I can't recommend it enough. I also think that spending time in nature, if you possibly can, is a really, really good form of self-care. So even if you don't want to go for a walk, you know, could you go and sit outside? Is there a park near you, a woods, a beach, whatever is nearby to you? Maybe it's just your garden. Is there some little peaceful part of your garden that you can go and be in? Get some fresh air. It's really hard at this time of the year. We're in the UK and it's kind of autumn going into winter, very dark. But if you can get out and get whatever daylight there is, get a bit of vitamin D, it really is good for you. Use natural things as sort of pampering. So, you know, good old-fashioned things like slices of cucumber over your eyes. They're really nice. You know, again, you don't have to spend loads of money. Coconut oil is a brilliant thing because you can use it for cooking, but also it's a great moisturiser. You can use it as a conditioner. If you Google uses of coconut oil, it will come up with like hundreds of them. I quite often use it as a moisturiser. I often put it on my feet, actually, because it's really nice for like if you've got cracked heels or something like that. So yeah, coconut oil is a really good one. And again, you can make face masks out of oats. There's so many different things. There's loads of videos on YouTube. There's loads of things on Google, whatever you use, or go to the library and get a book about like natural pampering, I suppose you could call it. The other thing which I find really useful for self-care is journaling. And again, that's very, very inexpensive. To buy a notebook, or maybe you've already got one, or type onto your phone if you don't want to physically sit and write. But getting your thoughts out of your head and onto paper or onto your phone or your tablet or whatever is really so good for you. And again, there's lots of advice and videos and what have you of people, the different ways that people journal, and great, have a look at them if you want to, but I just do whatever I want. I just write down whatever I'm thinking, and sometimes I do a lot of journaling, sometimes I don't do very much, sometimes I'm literally writing what I'm thinking, or maybe I have a particular problem and I'll sit and write about that, and other times I quite like to sort of make lists and things that I'm going to do and kind of positive things, and that really helps me. But journaling as part of self-care is a great tool, I think, to have. The other thing, going back to kind of the physical pampering of oneself, could you ask any of your friends or your family to help you out with things that you would normally go and spend money on? So if you go to the hairdressers to get your hair dyed, could you ask somebody to do it for you at home? Do you know anyone that's good at doing nails, instead of going and paying to have your nails done? Just little things like that, foot masks, face masks. Get together with a group of friends. You can get some quite inexpensive face masks, or like I say, make your own, and sit and help each other. Massages with your partner or your friends, anything like that you can do at home and help out each other. I know somebody who really wanted to get good at doing nails. Now, I'm not somebody that gets my nails done. It was a friend of mine, and she was practicing on everybody who would let her, and she's amazing at doing them now. And if I ever did want to get my nails done, I would go and ask her. Or you could learn yourself, if that's your kind of thing that you're interested in. So there's lots of ways that you still can look after yourself, pamper yourself, look after your physical, your mental health without it costing a fortune. Number 3 is a really simple one. Make sure your freezer is full all the time. If your freezer is only half full, it will cost more electricity to keep it running. So if you can't afford to fill it with just general food, you could buy those really cheap loaves of bread and pop them in there. Then you can use them like for toast or whatever. Or you could get some empty bottles, fill them up with water and pop them into your freezer. But just make sure it's full. Make sure there's not lots of air circulating in it, because it does then cost more to keep it running. Tip number 4 is to do a no-buy challenge or a low-buy challenge. And you can do this for a few days, you could do it for a week, a month, or even a year. And in this, you challenge yourself, as it sounds, to not buy things. So it might be that you obviously you have to buy food if you don't have enough to last, and medicines if you need them, but really think about anything else that you're buying and just set yourself a little challenge. I think this is a very personal thing, and I've watched videos where people literally haven't bought anything for a year, but they already had a lot of stuff. They already had like a year's worth of shampoo and conditioner and things like that. They already had a lot of food, or they lived on a farm type thing, and so they were growing a lot of food. They had chickens and things like that. So obviously you have to tailor it to suit yourself, your lifestyle, your family's lifestyle, but it's quite a good thing to do. I do it occasionally. I'll have like a no buy week, and it's interesting. And it makes you stop and think about every single thing that you are buying, because sometimes, and I think with the internet now, you just click on a couple of buttons, you buy something, it turns up the next day, job's done. You've kind of almost not realised that you've done it. I can remember watching, this was a few years ago, watching I can't remember who it was. It was one of the big like families that that do vlogs. Can't remember which one, and I don't watch them anymore because it's not my kind of thing. But the mum had ordered a load of stuff on the internet and it had all arrived, and she kept saying, "Oh, I've forgotten, I didn't even know I'd ordered this." And I was like, really? Why would you buy something that was so unimportant to you that you didn't even remember that you'd ordered it? You know, it didn't make any sense to me. But anyway, we're all different. But yeah, give it a go if you can. I know a lot of people do this in January. They'll do like a no buy January to get the year off to a good start and set themselves a little challenge. So let me know if you've ever done it or if you're thinking of doing it. Tip number 5 is to think about things that you do use and could you buy them in bulk? And if you can't afford on your own to buy them in bulk, can you get together with friends or form, you know, a small cooperative where you buy in bulk as a group and then split what you've bought into however many, you know, because things are cheaper in bulk. A friend of mine, this was years and years ago when I lived in Hampshire, her and I used to go to Neal's Yard, and I know Neal's Yard is not a budget place, but we really liked the shampoo and the conditioner and all the creams and potions and what have you at Neal's Yard. But you could buy like the small, this sort of size shampoos, and then there was a slightly bigger one, or you could buy a really big thing, but they were quite expensive, the big ones. And we stood there one day and worked it all out, and she had enough to buy like one big thing and I had enough to buy one big thing. So we were like, well, you buy the shampoo and I'll buy the conditioner. And then what we used to do is we kept them at her house, I think, and when, you know, I had my little bottle, and then when I'd run out of mine, I'd go round and fill it up. So we kind of shared them, and I've done this as well before with another friend quite recently with, I think it was Brazil nuts. We saw this big bag of Brazil nuts. It was a real bargain actually. But she didn't want the whole thing. I wouldn't have used the whole thing. It was, you know, quite a lot of money as a one-off layout. So again, we went halves and had half each. And, you know, I think that can be quite a frugal way of buying stuff if you're definitely going to use what you're buying in bulk. And I know my mum used to buy big sacks of potatoes. She might even still do that, I'm not sure, because there was a lot of them living at her house. My sister was there, and when all the kids were little, and they used to get through loads of potatoes, and they found it much better to buy a big sack of potatoes. So I think, you know, for me and Martin, that just wouldn't be worth it because it would last us for like a whole year. But like I say, if it works for you, there's quite a good online shop it's called Buy Whole Foods online. And again, you can buy like healthy whole foods, but in large quantities. And I've used them a couple of times actually to buy various different things. And they normally, I can't remember how much it is, but if you sign up to their email system, they send you a free bag of whatever it is that week. So again, that can be really quite worth it. If I ever do another Whole Foods order, I will show it to you, but I probably won't because I'm conscious always at the moment that we're hopefully moving at some point. So, but if I do, I'll let you know and look them up, because if you're into like the health food kind of things, it can be a really frugal way of buying stuff like that. I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.